Hi, welcome to my kitchen. I'm Justin, and I am your host of It's a Good Sandwich. And today we are going to be cooking chicken egg rolls. Now, I've never made chicken egg rolls before, so it's a new experience. So just a few of the items that we're going to be using today, I really just kind of grabbed a few things that I normally use for my pork egg rolls. And so the first thing is one package of coleslaw, the 3-color mix, 1 pound of chicken. Now you could use chicken breasts, but I'm going to use chicken thighs, boneless thighs. And I like to put a little bit of noodles in my egg rolls. The only noodles I could find in my town that were convenient were these Japanese udon noodles. We're going to see how they turn out. I don't know. But we're going to give them a shot. I've already warmed up the water, so I'm just going to put a few of them in. Okay, like I said, I've never used these noodles before, so I have no idea how they're going to turn out. So what I'm doing is if you had a meat grinder, you could grind up your chicken. When I was a kid, we ate chicken 1 time a year. And that was when my grandparents would come up from Idaho, and they would stop and they would pick up Kentucky Fried Chicken on their way. And that was the only time that we ever ate chicken. When I got married, my wife started feeding me chicken. I think that's where I kind of like chicken. Took me a little while to get used to chicken, but I can at least eat it now. So it's kind of a 2-step process because we have to cook all the filling, and then we have to let it sit. So today we're just going to cook the filling. Tomorrow we're going to actually make the egg rolls and fry them up. My family really likes egg rolls, and I like egg rolls. So they're kind of a little social food, you know. You can just break them out whenever you want. But we're gonna kind of cut this chicken up in little cubes, something that's small enough that when we go to after it's cooked and we go to put it into our egg roll, that it's not too bulky. It doesn't. You don't want to just take a bite of an egg roll and all it is chicken. So we're just gonna kind of cut them up pretty small, and then we're gonna cook up our chicken first, and then we're gonna add other things to it. Okay, we're gonna chop up this onion, and we want them pretty small pieces, like pretty small dices, because nobody wants to just take a big old bite of onion in their egg roll either. So you could use green onion if you wanted to. That's what I have. It's convenient. So I'm gonna just use this yellow onion. I think that'll be enough onion for us. I'm gonna grab a little bit of sesame oil to put in this pan here. About like that, not too much, just a little bit. I think my noodles are probably going to be done. I'm going to shut them off. So we're going to throw our chicken, and we're going to start frying this up just a little bit. We're going to grab a little bit of pepper, maybe a little more, and we're going to grab a little bit of salt. That ought to be enough. We're going to grab some, not just a little bit of garlic, we're going to grab a lot of garlic because I like garlic. And when I say we're going to grab a little bit of garlic, I mean we're going to grab a little bit of garlic. Throw that into the mix. We're going to grab a little bit of ginger, some ground ginger. If you have some fresh chopped ginger, you can use that too, but I don't have that, so we're just going to put a little bit of ginger in. And we're going to cook that up till it's nice and brown. Or getting close to brown. Like I said, we normally make pork sausage. You can almost do the exact same recipe. You just exchange a pound of pork for the pound of chicken. And you can see it's starting to get, we want to make sure we get rid of all the pink out of it. Okay, we're getting to the point it's starting to smell really good. You probably can't see that in the video, but it does smell delicious. We're going to go and we're going to grab about a 1/4 cup, not quite, but pretty close, of Yoshida sauce. And we're going to grab about a 1/4 cup of soy sauce. And we're gonna let that simmer down just a little bit. Try to get a little flavor into that chicken. In the meantime, I'm gonna grab my onions and get them cooking. And we're gonna take a look at our noodles. Okay, we're gonna give them a shot. Okay, what we're gonna do with these bad boys is we are gonna grab some scissors. These aren't very good scissors, but they had to cut noodles. Cook that down. It's getting really close now. We're gonna grab these here noodles and we're just gonna kind of cut them up into small pieces. It's kind of hot. I should have. I think I will. Cool those things down just there. Just don't. Again, just want to make sure they're not just one big old bite of noodles. And it's probably just easy like that. You know, you might wonder. This is my first video, but you might wonder where I got my name from. The name, A Good Sandwich, or the name of the channel. Well, in the future, you're going to find out exactly why it's called that, but I'll give you a little bit of a history. When I was about 16 years old, I got tired of my mom's cooking. She could make some things really good, but a lot of things she wasn't very good at, so I had to start cooking for myself. And for my family too. Kind of appreciated that. And anyways, my mom has a recipe that's called A Good Sandwich. And I'm going to get her to come here one of these days and teach you guys how to make a good sandwich. So you can look here. This is coming around really, really good. In fact, we're gonna just kind of slow her down here a little bit. We're gonna add our noodles to it. We're gonna open up our bag of and we're gonna put in this whole bag into this pan, and then we are going to just turn her down just there. And we're going to start just mixing it in. We want to just cook this until the vegetables are just starting to get soft. Okay, we're going to let that cook down a little bit. We're going to add, because I like cilantro, we're going to add just a little bit. Make sure it was cilantro. Didn't look like cilantro for a minute. Okay, so not too much, but a little bit. Get a little flavor. And we're going to add some crushed red pepper to give it just a little bit of a kick. Smelling pretty good. Sometimes it's hard to get it into the egg roll. You just have to eat it. About that much sugar. And we're just going to mix this all up. I think we about got her. See, you can't even see the noodles anymore, really. They kind of just get blended in. We're going to shut that off. And we are just about done. I'm going to grab a fork and I'm going to try it. Make sure it tastes as good as it looks. There's nothing worse than going to trouble making egg rolls and then it doesn't taste very good. That's just not good. Not a good situation. That's delicious. Might be a little strong on the red pepper for some, but for me, that is going to be delicious. So there you go. We're going to put this into the fridge. We're going to take it out, put it in a container. We're going to put it in the fridge, let it cool down overnight, and tomorrow we'll return to make our egg rolls. And we'll show you how to do that. So I'm just about to put this into the fridge, but before I do, I've never done this before, but everybody tells me that you should do this. So I'm going to put in a quarter teaspoon, okay? Just a quarter teaspoon of 5-spice powder, Chinese 5-spice powder. And evidently, it's supposed to be absolutely wonderful So I just picked up at Walmart. I had my son pick it up today. It's not. I don't think it's something that you can. But it does kind of smell good. Smell that. Smell that. You can smell that? Yeah, you can smell it in there. Kind of smells a little bit oriental. Peanut Gallery doesn't think so, but I do. I think it's starting to smell a little bit more. Oh yeah, totally. In fact, might even want to put a little more in, but we're just going to stick with a quarter of a teaspoon today. So there we have it. We're going to put it in the fridge, and tomorrow we'll make our egg rolls. Okay, so next day we have our egg roll mix all ready to go. It's cooled down. I have a package of these egg roll wraps. There's all different brands, but you can get whatever you want. So I beat an egg. We're just going to put a little bit of egg on these sides of the egg roll wrap. Get yourself a nice, generous pile of filling. I'm going to roll a little bit here, tuck in your sides, and then finish rolling it up all the way. And there's your egg roll. And we're going to finish doing the rest of these, and then we'll put them in the fryer. We'll show you at that point. We're going to lay them down here in the fryer. And the insides are already cooked, so we don't have to worry about making sure they're done. We just want to warm up the insides and get the egg wrap browned, but they really don't take very long. Again, we're going to get another plate. And those look good. Our next round there. All right, and there is our finished egg rolls. All right, so we're going to make orange chicken today. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make up the orange sauce. And in order to do that, we're going to double the recipe today because we got some people over. And so what we're going to do is we're going to put in 1 cup of sugar. We're going to put in 2 cups of orange juice. We're going to put in 2 tablespoons of rice vinegar. We're going to do 1/2 teaspoon of ginger. We're going to put in 1/2 teaspoon of powder, garlic powder. We're going to put in 4 tablespoons of soy sauce, and we're going to put in some crushed red pepper. We're just going to put some in. That's good. And then we're going to put this on the stove to cook. Just want to get it warm. Doesn't need to boil, doesn't need to do anything, just needs to get warmed up. And then we will thicken it up with a little bit of cornstarch. So that is our first step in making our sauce that we're going to put on our orange chicken.
So I've got some cornstarch and water mixed up here. We're gonna put our zest in here. This is the zest from one orange. And we're just gonna add this in here. A little at a time. We don't want it to get too thick. But it is going to take the bulk of it. Yeah, we're going to put it in there. We're just going to let it sit here and cook up a little bit. It'll thicken up as it cooks.
Okay, so you could use chicken breasts. We're using chicken thighs. We're cutting these up into bite-sized pieces. We've got some eggs ready. We've mixed up some half and half cornstarch with flour. This is 2/3 cup cornstarch, 2/3 cup of flour. And we're going to take the pieces, roll them into the egg, throw them in here, batter them up, and then we're going to throw them into the fryer. Okay, it's not quite done. It's not quite ready yet, but that is where it's going to go. And once we get a bunch of these made up, we will come back. There you go.
Okay, so we've got these, we've been in here. We're just flipping them over, making sure we get both sides of this chicken cooked with the breading. We've got our next little bit over here ready to go. We're going to throw some more, flip over and have them ready when those ones are finished. These ones can go in. Get them good and coated as much as possible with your flour and cornstarch. Because once we put the sauce on them, we want to make sure that they absorb a lot of that flavor. I like to cook them until they're just a little bit golden brown in them. So we're going to take our chickens that we just finished cooking here. We're going to put them in this bowl. And then we're going to come over here and grab our orange sauce. We're going to get ourselves just a measuring cup here to use to just put over the top of this chicken. So we'll just let it sit there for a little bit, thicken up, and that is going to be your orange chicken.
Papa,
What?
I tried this chicken orange.
Is it good chicken?
Yeah.
Oh, good.